everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be reviewing the Toyota Tacoma with the hybrid powertrain. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Orem Toyota here in Orem, Utah for giving me some time with this Tacoma. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that's paired to a hybrid and an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 22 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 326 horsepower and then 465 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you're going to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So first off, when it comes to coloration, I really like this color. Like, here's a better shot down below. Just a really cool color in general. But anyways, got the new headlight design. You can see the grille is all blacked out on this. You got the fog lights here at the bottom, and then we do have an air dam there at the bottom, pretty big. Obviously you can remove that if you want, but yeah, pretty cool looking front end on the new Tacoma. Now our tire wheel setup is 265 by 70 by 18 on the front and over in the rear, and you can see here with the wheels, you've got that silvering on the outside, and then you can see you've got the Bilstein shocks, iForce Max badge here on the side, Tacoma down below, and then we've got the Predator side steps that also double kind of as like rock rails. Pretty cool setup. Of course, we got our TRD Off-Road decal there on the back as well. Again, more Bilstein shocks down the rear. Take a few steps back. Here's your side profile. Again, you can see how dynamic this color is. It's really cool. Now this leads us to the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function, and yeah, pretty straightforward with that. Now, popping inside the bed, the tailgate does slow lower down, which is nice. Let's see if there's anything. I guess it's just extra storage with this version. Anyways, we've got some LED lights. You have an outlet here on the other side. Composite bed as well, which is nice. Tailgate, very easy to lift up. See here with the taillights, pretty cool looking. And then, I like the colors of the bumper. Someone put the plate on upside down. That's funny. Anyways, there's the rest of the rear. Popping inside, it's gonna be a little bit more basic with the trim on this. It does say TRD down below, which is cool. And again, you got the side step to help out with getting in. Here are the seats, full cloth in this particular one. You can get soft text, but that's more expensive. You lose storage underneath because of the battery. And then being a mid-size pickup truck, legroom's not gonna be massive. We do have some cup holders here in the back. Got some USB ports as well. Headroom back there is actually pretty good. And then this leads us up front, where again, got the soft touchscreen here, TRD down below. All of our window controls here, mirror adjustments, blind spot monitoring with said mirrors. If you're ordering on the hybrid payload, still 1,200 pounds. And then here are the front seats. Again, cloth trim. They are power adjustable though. And then you've got 3 buttons for auxiliary items to add those in. See for the traction control. And then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see how it's perforated on either side, and then you got like the nicer kind of cowhide texture there at the bottom and at the top as well. We've got stuff like adaptive cruise control here with the lane centering. We've got our volume and voice command controls as well on the other side. Traditional stocks here on the back. And then we do have a digital gauge cluster here in the center, which you can use to see different bits of info and systems within the car. Pretty cool how customizable that is. And then the drive modes will also pop up here in the center as well. Now in reverse, we do just have a regular backup camera with this, nothing too crazy on that front. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, pretty quick response time with the screen. So easy enough to use. Got the little volume knob there at the bottom. Heated seats with this. Got single zone climate, wireless phone charging pad, shifter for the 8-speed. You can see the parking brake and auto hold. And then we've got a drive line select with this. 2-speed transfer case. And then this does come with crawl control as well as multi-terrain select. So it's got all of Toyota's advanced traction systems and the rear locking differential. You can get a sway bar disconnect on the TRD Off-Road, but I don't think I've seen one optioned out with it quite yet. Got some cup holders here, nice trim on the top of the center console, good storage overall. And glove box, oh, it's locked, actually, still does the wiggle though. Anyways, Tacoma there, and then you can see more storage Got the regular rear view mirror, and then we do have a power sliding rear window. So, nice setup. So you can see the base MSRP there. This one has quite a few options added to it. But total MSRP is $55,058. And let's see how it performs. Well, hybrid Tacoma. I'm sorry if this video seems a little bit rushed. They've got a customer that'll be here in just a few minutes that's going to be looking at this, so got to make sure that it's not tied up for that person. Also, trailer brake controls right there. So I don't own a Tacoma, but I do own a Land Cruiser that has this powertrain, and it's an interesting powertrain. I will talk about the pros and cons at the end of this video because there, well, are pros and cons. So seats in the new Tacoma are more comfortable than the previous gen. That's one of the biggest benefits in the new Tacoma. Even like the cloth seats here, they're more comfortable, and the soft techs are even a little bit more comfortable. Now, power-wise, this new powertrain is fantastic. It's got really good low-end torque, and it's very smooth with the power delivery. So turbo 4 cylinders are kind of, you know, boost heavy, right? They feel kind of like on-off switch almost with the acceleration. But bigger turbo 4 cylinders like this, like again, it's 2.4 liters in displacement, it feels a little bit more torquey. It's got a little bit more grunt, which is nice. Now, ride quality with the TRD Off-Road, it's solid. So Bilstein shocks, they're kind of firmer, which makes the handling a little bit better. And they still do handle the big compression good. So you get kind of like this better handling, plus you can still handle compression. So kind of best of both worlds, right? Yeah, the overall ride's nice. Ah! Steering system's taking over. Yeah, I do like the drive quite a bit. It's nice how smooth this is. Yeah, and see, now we're on electric mode. And that's the cool thing about this powertrain. So you just get like the, and that's what really helps out smooth out the low end of this, is having that electric assist to fill in the torque gap before you get into the turbos. And it's quick. Again, for a 4-cylinder, it's powerful. It's quite an impressive powertrain. So, summing things up with the Tacoma hybrid, with the TRD Off-Road, I mean, the air dam makes 0 sense, obviously. I mean, it's for fuel economy. The downside is once you remove it, your fuel economy will go down, but you'll have the approach angle that you need with a TRD Off-Road if you're actually going to do some off-roading. And just the looks. I mean, it looks so much better without the air dam. But looks aside, this powertrain off-road is amazing. Again, you can imagine in low range, you get that nice push, torquey push. It's great. And Toyota's new traction control system, I've done some videos kind of demonstrating some of that on some steeper slopes. It's just really good. It's just so smooth at distributing power, and it really benefits the Tacoma here because it has a traditional 2-speed transfer case. It doesn't have a fancy Torsen 4-wheel drive system like my Land Cruiser, and so being able to distribute the power, it helps out quite a bit. It's a nice setup. So yeah, I like the hybrid. Downside, in the colds, the battery has 0 range, pretty much. I shouldn't say 0, but it's very minimal with the range. And so because the battery doesn't have a lot of range, fuel economy drops. So my Land Cruiser, what I've noticed is about every 10 degrees below 70 degrees, you lose about a mile per gallon. That's just my personal experience. So as I was saying, with the temperature, my personal experience with my Land Cruiser, if it's 70 degrees or warmer, then I can expect to get about, you know, 20-ish miles per gallon, maybe a little bit more. Every 10 degrees below 70 degrees, I lose about a mile per gallon, roughly. So if it's, you know, 30 degrees outside like it was the other day, I'm getting like 15, 16 miles per gallon. And so that is the biggest downside with this hybrid powertrain, is the battery just loses the range in the cold. And with losing the range, you lose the fuel economy benefit this provides. You still get the power, which is nice, but I think that some people, especially those that live in colder climates, might be a little bit disappointed with the performance of the hybrid in the cold. And especially if you put, you know, again, this is an off-road truck, if you put beefy all-terrain tires on it, well, that also affects this powertrain. And that's the thing I've noticed about just turbo powertrains and hybrids. They lose fuel economy at a much larger rate compared to naturally aspirated engines when you put heavier all-terrain tires on. So it's just something to consider. I don't think it's a deal breaker for some people, but let me know your thoughts on the TRD Off-Road with the hybrid. So it's a cool setup. I mean, this is crazy how powerful these modern mid-size pickup trucks are. It really is. So it's impressive.